All right, let's talk crypto. If you hear that word and immediately just think Bitcoin, then you're going to want to stick around. We're about to take a journey way beyond that first famous cryptocurrency and into the massive, kind of wild frontier of the entire crypto ecosystem. Because the real story, the one that's shaping the future of money and the internet, well, it really gets going right where Bitcoin leaves off.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It feels like everything's moving at a million miles an hour, and it is so easy to feel like you're being left behind. So our whole goal here is to just hit the pause button, connect a few dots, and help turn all that confusing innovation into something that actually makes sense.
So this is the big mental shift we need to make. Bitcoin, it started as this amazing idea for digital cash. It was one application. But what happened next was this huge realization that the technology behind Bitcoin could be the blueprint for a whole new digital economy.
Now, you wouldn't explore a new continent without a map, right? So in this first section, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to lay out the terrain and give you a bird's-eye view of this new digital world. Just let this number sink in for a second. Back in 2013, you could pretty much count all the cryptocurrencies on your fingers and toes. Today, there are over 10,000 of them. That's not just growth, that is a full-on explosion of innovation. It really shows you just how huge this world beyond Bitcoin has become.
And this was the light bulb moment for everybody. Developers all over the world realized the real magic wasn't just the Bitcoin coin itself, but the blockchain that made it all work. This transparent, super secure, decentralized system became the foundation for literally everything that came next, from brand new ways to do finance to whole new ideas about what it even means to own something online.
Okay, so with our map in hand, let's dive into our first major territory, the huge, exciting, and yeah, sometimes pretty confusing universe of altcoins. So what on earth is an altcoin? Well, the simple answer is, it's any crypto that isn't Bitcoin. But a better way to think about them isn't as rivals, but as specialized tools in a toolbox. See, each one was built to solve a specific problem, to be faster or more private, or do something totally new that Bitcoin was just never designed to do.
And this table here gives you a little taste of that specialization. You've got giants like Ethereum, which is kind of like the world's computer for running thousands of different apps. Then you've got these speed demons like Solana, built for things like gaming that need lightning-fast transactions. Others, like Cardano, are focused on being more sustainable. And then you have these critical connectors, like Chainlink, which act as a bridge between the blockchain world and real-world info. Every single one is a different but crucial piece of this massive puzzle.
So we've seen the tools in the toolbox. Now let's go check out what people are actually building with them. We're heading right into the heart of this new digital economy.
And really, this whole new economy is being built on two massive, revolutionary ideas. On one side, you have DeFi, or decentralized finance, which is basically trying to rebuild the entire financial system from the ground up. And on the other side, you've got NFTs, which are completely changing the rules on what ownership means in a digital age. So what's the big deal here? Well, think about it. Traditional banking is all about middlemen, the banks. DeFi is built on open code that anyone can see and use. It's a fundamental shift in trust, away from trusting big institutions and towards trusting verifiable technology. And what that means for you is, with DeFi, you have the power to be your own bank. And honestly, getting started might be easier than you think. It all starts with a digital wallet, which is basically your passport to this new financial world. You just get a wallet, put some crypto in it, and then you can connect that wallet to all sorts of apps to lend, borrow, or swap your assets. No permission slip from a bank needed.
Now, let's talk about that second pillar, NFTs. Here's the best way to think about it. Anybody can go online and save a picture of the Mona Lisa to their computer, right? But only one museum owns the original, authenticated painting. That's exactly what an NFT does for a digital file. It's a one-of-a-kind certificate of ownership locked on the blockchain that proves you own the original.
And man, NFTs have exploded into so much more than just digital art. They're being used for everything, from owning legendary sports moments and exclusive membership passes to owning virtual sneakers and powerful items inside video games. This tech is completely reshaping how we think about collectibles, community, and our digital identity.
Okay, so we've looked at the map, we've seen the incredible things being built, but any smart explorer knows that where there's opportunity, there's also risk. So this last section is all about giving you the tools you need to stay safe out there.
This is probably the most important question for anyone looking at this space. The excitement is real, for sure, but so are the scams. So how do you tell the difference?
Let's get into it.
I want you to think of this slide as your personal shield. You got to be wary of teams that won't show their faces, and if anyone ever promises you guaranteed profits, just run. That's a huge red flag anywhere. Always look for projects that have had their code publicly checked for safety, and be careful if it looks like the founders are keeping most of the tokens for themselves. A little bit of healthy skepticism is your best friend in this world.
And in the end, it all comes down to this. Trying to chase the hype and perfectly time the market is a recipe for disaster. The real key to navigating this space isn't about guessing prices. It's about taking the time to actually understand the technology, the real-world uses, and the people behind these projects.
So there you have it. We've gone way beyond Bitcoin. We've mapped out this new digital economy, and we've even packed a toolkit to help you navigate it safely. We've seen that this is about so much more than just a coin. It's about building the next version of the internet. So the only real question left is, now that you have the map, where are you going to explore first?